Hello everyone! Welcome back to Let's Play Orwell. So I was hoping for some kind of intro to day 3, but nothing. Just Ampliford, you're back again, just in time. We have a need of you. Rabanvart nabbed us with that article on Cassard yesterday. It has gone viral as we expected. The situation is heating up. Of course, President Cassard could not leave it at that. He filed an extradition request this very morning for Vart. Prime Minister Blaine has shifted his schedule to fly out to Triflet and meet Cassard, convince him of letting go, or else all hell will break loose. Rabanvart might have taken a severe blow, but he is far from giving up. Instead, he fired shots. See for yourself. Oh, I don't want you to have this picture. So, what's the news? Oh, damn, there's a lot of news. So, first of all, administration log. Remove contributor status from Ilya. Remove contributor status from user Daniel. Remove contribution status from user Sean. Okay, so it's just him now. They're chatting now, or maybe not now, but again. Wait. What's up with that? It says there's a new conversation with Mary P. It has submitted. What's the information there? Doesn't want to. Oh, she doesn't want to be Bonton. Okay, so that's a bit of information. And we have the headlines here. Investigators avert catastrophe at the Circle Mall. Okay. And there was also this one. The national opinion. Harrison O'Donnell reflects on the last week's article and calls on the citizen of the nation to be courageous. Oh, Harrison, you were a good character. Something else? Movie release endangered by a lawsuit against director. I wonder if that's gonna be season 3. 100 Grey Shadows. And war is inevitable. They are out to destroy me and bring down what the people's voice stands for, but we are stronger. Cassard may have demanded my extradition, but this war is not over. We will fight back against the traitors Cassard and Blaine, who own this manipulative government apparatus designed to keep us under control. The government of the nation has dragged my family into this conflict, and I will not let them get away with this. I'm still here, and so is the people's voice, and we are loud. We have a strong group of supporters who are loyal and will help us get back on the track. Know thyself, know thy enemy. We will fight back with completely new people's voice, resonating a kind of strength never seen before. The government of the nation has declared war on the people's voice. They're trying to enslave their own people and my people by manipulating the media. Down with the government, down with Cassard and Blaine. Okay, this might be important. It shows that he's more resolved again. War. Can you believe it? Who does this prick think? Who does this prick think he is? Agent, this is the end today. But will no longer undermine the peace in neither parties nor the nation. If it's war he wants, we can accommodate him. We have our own arsenal, the likes of which war doesn't dare to dream about. When Orwell was created, the office requested a number of additional features beyond the day-to-day tasks of investigators. Some top-level government members objected. They had the obnoxious idea to integrate an ethical codex into Orwell, limiting its capabilities. Naturally, this would not do for us. We are the nation's wardens, and we won't be restricted by some arbitrary set of rules. So we found a way, as we always do, to develop a branch of the Orwell project, the very piece of software you're using right now. Time to make use of its full potential. Influencer. Behold the Influencer, the centerpiece of our very own version of Orwell. Not even the government has a clue that this thing exists. It can spread a story through social media channels efficiently and thoroughly, and I'm putting you in charge of it. First, we need a thesis, a key statement which Rabban made in his last article. Okay. The government of the nation has dragged my family into this conflict. Okay. The government dragging his family into the conflict, they should have clearly opposed Rabban's actions and nothing would have happened. Well, we will counteract this claim accordingly. Let me set that to influencer. Okay. Well, here we go. Here is how this works. We can't simply make up and randomly spread stuff. Instead, I need you to get me palpable information which can be used to counter Rabban's statement. From pairs of data chunks that create a certain context together, I can construct a narrative which can then be spread by the influencer. So find me data chunks to construct a narrative from. With the thesis set in the influencer, new data chunks may be discovered in the documents or call transcripts. Take a look around. Jesus Christ. People's Voice has nearly 400,000 listeners. Okay, you're not my wife anymore. Okay. My. Why would anyone be enraged about such a bagatelle? Does it hurt when your own reality proves to be fake, Wart? Be that as it may, we can surely utilize this circumstance for our own good. It's not strong enough on its own, though. Keep looking for something to reinforce this face with. Okay, there were more things there. Oh, wait. Administration log. Okay. Could it be that our actions caused a bit of trouble among the ranks of the People's Voice? Good. And that gave us something. Discussion. Our government leader is nothing but a hypocrite. Rabban, I've had enough of this one-man show you call a collective. This article is contrary to everything the People's Voice stands for, at least in my mind. We're long past the point of no return. We're no longer a group of journalists with thoughtful and considered rhetoric. Instead, the site has become a mouthpiece for an egocentric maniac who declares war against governments. I will not put up with this anymore. I quit. You're such a coward, says Rabban. You always have been. Now that we finally see our influence growing, that our voice is being heard, that change is in the air, you just run off and quit. I should have known that when you signed on that you weren't built to stand this heat. Just another bag of air that chickens out whenever things start to get real interesting. Shannon. Seriously, Rabban? Insulting our staff? What kind of leader are you? What kind of journalist are you? You have long stopped uncovering the so-called truth. You have turned into a liar and puppeteer yourself. You are no better than Cassandra Blaine or the others that you keep criticizing. Cut me out. I'm done. I will not put up with this. Grow a backbone, you cowards. Don't worry. I'll take away your contributor status. I don't need you anyway. If you're not willing to go all the way with me, you're against me. You've been in my way for far too long already. God damn it. He's insane. He's becoming more and more unhinged, sensing betrayal around every corner. First, he wants nothing to do with his wife any longer. Now this. One could easily get the idea Rabban Bart's family members aren't quite as important to him as he claims. Let me compose a narrative from what we got. Agent, the first narrative is ready to be spread through the influencer. To do so, drag it in the slot in the influencer window and confirm. Using the influencer is extensive and takes about an hour of time to complete. We only get very limited chances of spreading narratives today. Make sure they count. However, I should probably warn you, what's out there is out there forever, and information can be a most devastating weapon. Now, if you do the honors. Save Karen and Ilya. How Rabban Vart is terrorizing his wife and brother after he learned of their affair. Okay, it's 8:50. Data spreading. Data uploaded. Oh yeah, it's really gonna take an hour. And here comes the reactions. More of them, actually. The first information spread by your command alone. It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of truth, isn't it? I get chills down my spine from this. I believe we pulled the right strings there. People have swallowed the bait, as you can see on Blabber. We had some good impact on his listener count. I have no doubt Raban won't let it go so easily. I wouldn't be surprised to see an appropriate response from him soon. Perhaps we can find out what he's up to before he's actually publishing it, so we can prepare our next narrative beforehand. Oh dear lord. He lost about 40,000 people. Okay, so what's new? Reaction to save Karen. People's voice. You did the right thing, and this whole save Karen and Ilya hype is bullshit. Infidelity is a sin, and you should not let those two get away without punishment. You would never ever do anything to harm my dear wife. Fuck off. Fuck you, Vard. You have crossed many lines since you started this ridiculous blog, but intimidating your own family is beyond fucked up. I have never and would never be aggressive in any way towards my family. I do not owe you any explanation for anything. Crawl back into the hole you ascended from. I've always thought you were a bit out of touch in your articles, but terrorizing your family? Not cool, especially for someone claiming to speak in the name of the people. You know nothing about my private life. Your claims are wrong. You do not have the right to judge me. Draft. Destroy the media monsters. In the dark caves of the endless information network they lurk, are to get any innocent victim standing in their way. As from now, I shall call them media monsters, the government apparatus designed to control our minds. These awful creatures who cannot be considered human are again trying to damage my family members in order to get to me. They cannot tear us apart. I don't think this is the right thing, but let's see. His family is loyal to him? Oh please, I wonder if Raban believes himself what he writes there. In any case, let's see if we can shake up the feeling of loyalty a bit and prove Raban wrong, for himself and for the public. Agent, get me pairs of data chunks from which I can construct a narrative that we can spread. Pay attention to anything we might use to put Ilya or Karen's loyalty to him in doubt. Okay, we need to find narratives about that. Rehabilitation. Private PC registered, really? How did we not see that before? Administrative log. Banned access from phone. Okay. People. Leaders of the nation. Oh yeah, that's the Ministry of Bullshit, dedicated to the purpose of power mongering and bullying people. Was formed as quick as possible after the election, just as anyone sane would have anticipated. She is the most hated for the inception of the bullshit bingo, in which Miss Delacroix always wins due to the high density of bullshit in her own speeches. Miss Delacroix was subsequently granted the title of Queen of Bullshit. Oh yeah, it's happening. I love how it's connected all. Okay, so let's see what he has on the desktop. Yeah, he has her picture there. And her... okay, let's see. Private. Saved protocol. Hey Loverman, how are you today? Roman, hey, not so good. What happened? I stood in a lunch line for 1.5 hours and there was nothing but bread left. You know, I'm not all fussy with food, but after not having any lunch for the last 2 days, it stressed me out. The guys at the food handout told me to fuck off. I didn't like it. Oh my god, I had no idea how you stand so... I have no idea how you stay so calm. It makes me furious even hearing about it. It would have exploded a long time ago. If the guy at the office canteen talked to me like that, I'd get them fired. You know you can't compare this place to an office canteen. I know, it's just... How is this even illegal to treat people like that? Rabban, calm down, Alf. I don't mind people being assholes. They're just stressed out themselves. What really bugs me is that nobody really gives a shit about anyone here. Everyone is just trying to get by without being hungry or tired day by day. Hang in there, darling. Never forget you're the real hero to the others and to me. Rabban. I love how you always want to help me, but please stop saying that. It makes me uncomfortable. You are far too modest. You should be proud of what you have done. Anyway, not much longer now. I can't wait. You. By the way, I have picked up a location. I think we could have a beautiful wedding ceremony at the Bonton City Park. I just wanted to keep it small and in the open air instead of renting a huge venue and making a big fuss about it. Plus, I think it will make some really nice screen photos. Rabban, anything you want is fine from me. But Karen, are you sure you want this, aren't you? I'm getting the feeling it has been rushing you into something that might not be good for you. Rabban, come on, you didn't rush me at all. It was my idea. Do you want this? If you want it, I'm absolutely sure. I love you. Rabban, yes, I love you too. Then let's do it. Rehab Council. Psychological report, final report. Karen Levine. Patient name Rabban Vart. First offer. I am Karen Levine. I've been working at Bonton Rehab as clinical psychologist since February 2010. My specialist field is psychological trauma. Full details of my qualification and project history will be provided separately by my employer, the Bonton Rehab Council. Patient history. The patient is Palestinian refugee whom I have been treating since February 2011. My patient was assigned to Outer Bonton reception camp where he was treated for symptoms of PSTD, traumatic events and severe injury that caused the patient to lose his ability to walk in his home country, coupled with his recent immigration to the nation, are the major contributing factors. Therapy progression. The patient was initially very unresponsive and reclusive, even apathetic in therapy sessions. Occasionally the patient would even switch to a rather aggressive tone when I pushed too much toward him, revealing details about his experience and emotional state. Considering the trauma he endured when his school got bombed, this comes as no surprise. Around the summer of 2012, the patient went through a sudden change. He seemed to become more outgoing, happier, and willing to talk more, though was still trying to keep conversation superficial. Throughout the sessions, the patient had been opening up more and more, and I feel like I have been making tremendous progress. In addition, the patient also seemed to much more appreciated by fellow camp residents. As of writing this, I'm unsure whether to attribute the change to effects of the therapy or to external factors. Recommendations. Although the patient seems to have made a lot of progress during the past month, I strongly recommend to extend therapy and would like to keep him under close observation. To ensure the progress achieved by the patient so far continues and to determine the exact cause of the change in personality. Oh, okay, that goes to her. How awfully caring of her, or maybe not. This could be useful to make Rabban doubt Karen's motivation in marrying him, but we need the right context first. I will therefore file a request extending therapy for 6 months. Okay, let's update all of this. Rabban gets better all of a sudden. Something important must have happened at that time. So what did this bring? Desktop. And the other patient. Ilyavart. Okay. I'm Karen Levine, the same thing. Patient history. The patient immigrated to the nation in February 2011 as a Palestinian refugee. after his brother was involved in a school bombing, losing his ability to walk. I have known and treated the patient since that time. Therapy progression. While being very shy and unwilling to talk about details of his experience for several weeks at the beginning of therapy, the patient has slowly become more outgoing and open on several occasions. His optimism and overall social and friendly character, as well as tendency to look at the bright side of things, has helped him a lot to get through the psychological trauma and hardship he and his brother suffered back in Parges. As the patient slowly opened up, he especially emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Parges on multiple occasions. He also seemed to become more and more interested in myself and my private life, making it difficult to maintain a professional distance as a therapist. I also talked to him about his brother and his increasingly reclusive behavior, urging Ilya to assist his disabled brother. Recommendation. The therapy is regarded as successful and I'm happy to dismiss my patient as largely recovered from his symptoms. However, I feel that it would be very important for him and his brother to leave the refugee camp as soon as possible in order to maintain their mental health. Trash. Beautiful Dewhurst. Lifestyle, sightseeing and cuisine. Dewhurst is the nation's most multicultural city with beautiful cafes and markets from all over the world. It's a beautiful place for young couples and singles to enjoy the adventure, open-minded lifestyle. Sightseeing. There are lots of beautiful spots in Dewhurst. The classical style town hall built in 1780 is definitely worth a visit. The most popular photo spot is the scenic fountain of Dancing Putty. Cuisine. Dewhurst provides you with restaurants, cafes and small diners with dishes from around the world. Don't forget to try our famous Dewhurst hot dogs. Okay, this might be important. Dewhurst of all places. But if Karen wants to move away, that might be worth something to us. Okay, so that's done with her computer and now we need to check Ilya's phone. But I'm gonna stop the episode here and start the next one for that.